All right, so in this video, I'm going to be working with some repeat clients who I've known for years. These are the same clients from the Selling a Home in Smyrna, Tennessee video. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. That was an interesting deal. So that deal was the sale of their old home, and this video is going to be the purchase of their new home. Earlier today, they sent me a link to a home in Lebanon, Tennessee that they want to go look at, and they're kind of on the fence about it, so seeing it in person will pretty much cement their decision one way or another. Let's go check it out. Hey, I'm sitting outside the gate, about to show the code I was given doesn't seem to be working. If you would give me a call back as soon as you can, thanks. Sweet. Thank you. All right, it's a few days later, and there's a home in Murfreesboro that my clients have had their eye on for a while. It's a big house like they're wanting. It's in a great location, right where they're wanting to be. It checks all the boxes, so I've scheduled a showing for later today, and I think there's a good chance that this could be the one. We'll see.
Hello, this is...
Hey, this is Derrick Harding. Did I catch you at a bad time?
No, what can I do for you?
Hey, it just showed, got a few questions. Do you know of anything that would restrict them from maybe putting a little pool in back?
Not at all.
Okay.
They can actually do, if I were them, because I hadn't thought about this, I would do like a long, straight, or a kidney shape off the right.
Right, that's exactly what they said. They were thinking a kidney shape.
But they can take the staircase down the back, off the back, where the gate's already there, and down into the pool area.
Again, that's exactly what they said. So it looked like it was meant to be a staircase back there off that deck.
So yes, okay. The lady that lived there originally, I had triplets and chose not to put a staircase because she wanted to be able to keep control of her kids.
Ah, that's a good reason. My people do have a house to sell. They're really debating, you know, if we should list theirs now, or they're kind of thinking they may want to wait till after the holidays. I don't know if your people have a deadline, or...
I'll tell you what his thoughts are going to be on it. They're probably not going to want to take a contract unless the house that it's contingent upon is actually being listed within a few weeks, right? Or listed, currently listed. So what price point are they in, and where are they?
So it's in Smyrna, really nice neighborhood. It's one of the few that would be active in Smyrna that has a pool. We probably listed about 408, 410, something around in there, and it's really nice house. They've totally renovated it. done a lot of stuff to it. I don't think it'd have any trouble selling.
We've had a tremendous amount of showings. Usually this time of year it's dead. Usually this price point takes several months to move.
Right, yeah. I've got a couple in Sumner County. I mean, it's just crazy the amount of attention it's getting even this time of year.
So I know that, I mean, if the house was listed, I'm pretty sure that you would take a contingency. But if the house is not listed, I don't know what they'll do. But suggestions, if they really like it, they would put something in writing and then you can post it to them.
We may cross our fingers and hope this place is still here beginning of January, or we may just decide, screw it, we'll put it on the market. All right, it's been several weeks since we last looked at this home, and lucky for us, it's still on the market. So my clients want to go look at it one more time before we officially send an offer. So what I'm about to do is call this listing agent and basically run our verbal offer buyer and make sure it's something that the seller would consider. Hey, so before we go down there later today, I just want to run our verbal offer by you and make sure it's something that the seller would consider. Our offer would be something along these lines. FHA loan, we'd be offering full asking price, but we'd have to pretty much ask your seller to pay virtually all the closing costs. But another plus to our offer would be that it's we're going to offer a pass-fail inspection. If there's something that would need to be fixed, my people would likely just take that on. So that's another plus to our offer. Is that something that your seller would consider?
Yes, I think he would. I think he would consider that. That doesn't sound like a bad offer to me, quite honestly. Yeah, I think that he would probably go for that because, he just moved in 2 years ago. So he had an inspection 2 years ago, and whatever was needed to be fixed, it was nothing major then, but whatever was needed to be fixed was fixed. However, let me tell you this. He had the house painted recently. He's painted the whole house light gray.
My people were going to repaint it anyway to something more neutral like that, so that actually works out perfect. That'll save them some money in their budget, so yeah, that works out.
He is getting the window repaired. There was a shattered window on the left-hand side. He said it's been like that forever. He said that it didn't affect the, because it was on the inside, it was a double pane on the inside, so they just never fixed it. But he said it happened years ago. He's going to go ahead and get that fixed. Sounds great. I'll see you soon.
Thanks. Bye-bye. All right, that's the response I was hoping for. So I'm going to go show my clients the house later today and be writing up an offer. All right, it's the next day, and we just received a counter offer from the seller, which is generous, but still not quite what we need. In our offer, we asked the seller to contribute $17,250, which would pay all of our closing costs with the remainder applied as credit. And the seller countered back that he would contribute $10,000, which again is generous, but it's not going to be enough. So the seller did paint the house, which my clients were budgeting for, so that puts some money back in their pocket. Basically, we need the seller to contribute at least $15,000 for this deal to work. I talked to the listing agent. She said $10,000 is his absolute max. He's not going any higher. The seller can't go any higher, and my clients can't go any lower, so what do? I have to find $5,000 worth of wiggle room somewhere in this deal, and it can't be the sales price, and it can't be the closing cost. Now, I have an idea that might work, but I'm gonna have to run the numbers and make sure it's gonna give us what we need. think I've got something. If my calculations are correct, then I think I figured out a way to make this happen. I ran the numbers by our lender. He gave me the thumbs up, so I'm getting ready to call this listing agent and run my plan by her.
Hey, Derrick.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you got a minute?
Yep.
All right, so I think I've devised a plan here, if you'd be willing to do this. Basically, we lower the commission from 6% to 5%. We can divide that up however you want. I'd be willing to take the hit from my clients if you want to do 3-2, or we could do 2.5 each, whatever. We lower the commission by a percentage, and that would put $5,750 back in your seller's pocket, which he could then turn around and offer right back to us as credit. So instead of countering $10,000, he could counter $15,750, and that would work for us. And it's pretty much the exact equivalent of his counter of $10,000. If that's something that would work for you, that would work for us.
Sounds great. Just go ahead and type it up in the counter and include that 5% instead of 6, 50-50, and we'll do that.
All right, sounds good. Thanks. Bye-bye. She's good with it, so I think we got a deal. All right, it's a few days later and my plan worked. The counter offer that we sent in was accepted, so we're now officially under contract. I instructed my clients to mail their earnest money to the title place, which they've done, and my clients have decided to waive the inspection after all because this home is in good shape. It's been well taken care of, and the sellers just had an inspection a couple years ago and there was nothing major on it then, so anything that might need to be repaired on this is probably going to be just minor stuff here and there. However, we did elect to have a termite inspection, which I just received the report a few minutes ago, and it's good news. There's no evidence of termites or termite damage. So really the next big step in this deal is the appraisal, which will happen sometime in the next couple weeks. And unlike most other homes on the market right now, this home is actually a little underpriced, so I'm not worried about the appraisal at all. You never know what's going to happen before a deal's over, but I'm not seeing any reason why this deal wouldn't close at this point. So unless something goes south in the meantime, next update should be after the appraisal. All right, it's a couple weeks later. We had the appraisal and we got good news and bad news. So the good news is the house did appraise, which we knew it would. The bad news is remember a few weeks back when that agent said that there was a broken window and the seller was going to have it repaired? Roll the clip.
He is getting the window repaired. There was a shattered window on the left-hand side. He said it's been like that forever. He said that it didn't affect the, because it was on the inside, it was a double pane on the inside, so they just never fixed it. He said it happened years ago. He's going to go ahead and get that fixed.
Well, apparently the seller never got it repaired, and this deal can't fund until there's a new window put in, and we're supposed to close in less than a week. So I'm about to call that listing agent and see how quickly they can get a window put in.
Hey, Derrick.
Hey, just giving you an update. Just heard back on the appraisal. The house did appraise.
Can I get a lot over or under? You don't have to tell me the exact amount. I just need to know because I just try to, it helps me to do my job better.
I don't know the exact amount, but I'll find out. But we've got something way more pressing at the moment, which is that window. So they're not going to be able to fund the deal until there's a new window put in.
Well, I'm going to call right now to see if I can get him out here. It's not getting him out here. It's getting the material in. He has to order the, glass and everything. So let me call him right now. Let me see what I can do, and give me about an hour, okay? And I'll call you back and let you know.
So the listing agent just called me back and said that even if they put a rush on the window, that their guy is not even going to be able to get out to the house until like a week and a half after our scheduled closing date, which is totally unacceptable, especially considering that this house had been on the market for a good while before we came along. Plus, this whole month that we've had it under contract, this seller has had ample time to get a window installed and hasn't gotten it done. And delaying the closing is not an option. There's way too much stuff scheduled for closing day that can't be rescheduled and can't be called off. So I'm about to take matters into my own hands because I'm not going to sit around and wait for that side of the deal to get it together. I have to find somebody who can go out to the house and measure the window and then find a window that fits and then have it installed all in less than 48 hours. This is not looking good. I've been on the phone back to back for a good while. I've called just about every handyman I know, and most of them are booked up for at least the next month. And there's gotta be somebody out there who can do this in time. I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna keep calling until I find somebody who can do this. Okay. Okay, after a few more phone calls, I finally found somebody who says that they can do it and have it installed in time. This is cutting it close. This guy says he can go down to the house tonight and take measurements and try to find a window tomorrow, and if he can, then there's a good chance he could have it installed tomorrow. I told him that I'd give him a generous bonus if he can pull this off. So fingers crossed, and let's hope for the best. In less than 48 hours, I found a window guy who went out to the house and measured the window that night, who went out the next day and managed to find a window that fits and had the window fully installed by that night. This guy was still working on installing the window at like 10:30 last night. He sent me a picture at almost 11 o'clock showing the new window fully installed. What the seller had several months to do and never got done, I got it done in less than 48 hours. So I did pay for the window myself, and I gave this guy a pretty generous tip for getting it done so quickly. Just goes to show that when the other side of the deal is slacking, sometimes you just got to pick up their slack and do their job for them because it's in your client's best interest. This deal is going to be able to fund on time, and my clients are going to be able to move into their house tomorrow because of my efforts, and I take pride in that. Also goes to show that during a deal when all may seem hopeless, don't give up, because if you put in that extra effort, you may end up saving the deal. So now that that potential disaster has been averted, tomorrow we close. It's literally been 2 weeks since we closed this deal, and I'm just now getting paid. I told the title company, just mail my check to my office and I can go pick up my check from my office on Monday. All good. Except Mother Nature had different plans.
The snow is not letting up here in Davidson County. It will stay this way across Middle Tennessee, and these road conditions seem to be deteriorating by the minute.
Just like we're seeing all over Middle Tennessee and in southern Kentucky, the roads are absolutely covered.
73% of the continental United States had snow on the ground.
The roads today, they tell me, have 3 to 4 inches of fresh snow on top of an ice slab that's been there for a while.
So finally, after 2 weeks of ice and snow, I was finally able to go to my office, pick up my check, and take it to the bank to cash it so I can show you guys. So the total sales price on this home was $575,000. And as part of the negotiations to make the deal work, I agreed to lower my commission to 2.5%, which totals $14,375. And then my office takes out their 20%. So my total take home on this one is $11,500 plus a really nice watch from my clients. Everybody's happy, everybody got what they want, and that's what's most important at the end of a deal. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.